So yeah, I've been watching this TV show called Evil. Evil backwards is live. Hmm. You know what I'm saying? So there's really no evil. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, there's just a higher self and a lower self. You know what I'm saying? A good and a bad. You know what I'm saying? That's the yin and the yang of this duality that we're living in this 3D realm and this physical realm. But to me, you know what I'm saying? Basically, this show is just about everybody, even the main character, three main characters in this joint. Basically, everybody in this show is just basically like facing their lower self, dealing with their lower self, basically working on shadow work. You know what I'm saying? They they get together and they go on these little different like missions to spiritually somewhat heal someone, whether it's through exorcism or uh, um, spiritual cleansing through the house. Let's get into who these characters are. Let's get into the next topic, and you'll understand more about the show. I'm on my fourth season watching the joint now. It's a decent show. It's a decent show. So yeah, what where was Eva filmed? But it's based in New York. But look, it follows a skeptical female psychologist who allies herself with a Catholic seminar and a blue collar contractor. The blue collar contractor is the Indian looking guy. The psychologist woman is the Caucasian woman, and then the Catholic Sumerian Sumerian guy. I think I'm saying it right. Is the melanated brother, and what they do is they go around and investigate supernatural occurrences. And like I said, it was mainly shot in New York City, New York, USA. All right, this joint ain't fitting in my screen, so I'm gonna try to read it. So it says the three characters are hired by the Catholic Church to investigate supernatural events such as a demonic possessions, supposed supposed miracles, and other uh extraordinary occurrences. They examine the origins of evil along the dividing line between science. So they use science and religion, and then they assess their logical explanations, or if something is really supernatural, if it's really truly supernatural as it works. So you got the Indian guy, the blue collar worker. He really don't believe in a lot of stuff. Um, but as times goes, but he always try to prove things through science. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the Catholic preacher guy, the melanated brother, David. Um, he try to speak on things through from a religious standpoint and kind of believes in some spiritual things. And they got a sister, not talking about a melanated woman, but like a sister from the church. She believes in a lot of spiritual stuff. She's, uh, believes all into the lower demonic ghosts and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the psychologist lady. She's not like really a believer in the beginning. It's like they go along as time as the show go along. I want to say they want to start believing in some things and like okay, that's supernatural. As the show go along, like some of the things they kind of believe and still don't believe, but they still kind of like stick to their guns on what they think is really making the supernatural be supernatural. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, this show is just pumping out. Well, I ain't even said it, but I'm saying it now. But this show is pumping out a lot of fear mongering on some lower self stuff, which is really just an energy that are within you. You know what I'm saying? It's not real beings, not a real Satan guy walking around or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? There, you know what I'm saying? Now there is higher dimension negative entities, you know what I'm saying? But they can only bother you, only body snatch you. You can only become a host for them if you're vibrating low. But to actually fear something physical, evil, no, there's nothing physical evil here. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's just a physical person, you know what I'm saying? Or there's a physical extraterrestrial extraterrestrial disagreeable being. But like on some like the shit that they pump out, nah. It's fear mongering, you know what I'm saying? It's fear mongering propaganda. But like I said, you know what I'm saying? I just think that this show is just basically based off on dealing with a lot of lower self shit. You know what I'm saying? Facing your demons. You know what I'm saying? Because they all have their own experiences, and then the people that in the show that they go help are dealing with what they dealing with. Everybody's dealing with something lower self, demonic, so-called demonic evil in this show. But yeah, so that's my take on this joint. It's 4 seasons on Paramount Plus and Netflix, but Paramount Plus got all the rest of the seasons. Netflix ain't got all the seasons. They only got the first 2 seasons. I don't know if they're gonna make any more after this fourth one, but yeah, not a whole lot of spiritual decoding in here, but it is using a lot of spiritual lower self stuff in here. I'm out, Jumpman, Okanichi, man. Peace.